With Manly in front, 16-0, you'd think that I got 8 out of 8 in tipping. Well, you would be wrong, because the Newcastle Knights staged an almighty comeback and I went 7 from 8. Really good round, good bounce back. Let's keep it up. First up, tomorrow night from Shark Park, it is the Cronulla Sharks hosting the Dragons in a local derby. Now, as for this game, the Sharks sit in 5th, the Dragons in 11th. Few outs for the Dragons with Tui Pilotu, Holmes, origin duty for him, and Raymond Faitala-Mariner out for this one. Now, I just want to mention that I believe that Corey Allen may drop out of the side, and I'm hearing some rumours that Nick Sinogranas is going to make his NRL debut. So keep a lookout for that one. Now, as for the Sharks, Billy Burns named on the reserve. Obviously, Teague Wilton's been back for a little while now. Kyle Iro is out for this one. So that puts Mawini Hirote onto the centre. Sione Katoa to the wing. Nathan Lawson and Tyrell Sloan on the wing for the Dragons. The Dragons were flogged by the Dolphins, and the game, their defence was very, very poor up at Suncorp. That's not a representation to me of their season. I think they've gotten their defence right in parts. They don't have a home game here, and they've been much better in home game. If this was a home game, I'd give the Dragons a chance. And I actually do think this game will be closer than people think. But as poor as Cronulla have been, and I tipped the Warriors against Cronulla, I know a lot of people didn't, but I went it. I think here at home, I think the Sharks can bounce back. I think this game will be very, very close, but I think there's a few players within the Sharks that can get some points and get over the line. I think the Dragons are not going to be able to stop the offloads of the Sharks. I'm going to go with the Sharks to win 24 points to 16 in this one. So the Cronulla Sharks to win by 8. And my first try scorer for this game, the Dragons love to concede tries to fullbacks. And Will Kennedy's form has been exceptional this year. So Will Kennedy for mine is going to score the first try of the game. Next up, the Gold Coast Titans will welcome the Sea Eagles on Friday night at 8 o'clock. The Titans are at the bottom of the ladder. The Sea Eagles are in 9th. Sea Eagles will be without Lehigh Hopewade. Tom Trbojevic is back on deck. Now, the Titans missing their forward pack. Mo Fotuaika and Tino out for this one. Sam Verrill's named on the reserves. Sean Mullaney at hooker. Bench of Alec Winke, Fasuma Ali Isaac, that is, Josh Patson and Tukahumu Simpkins. So a lot of players here coming into the Titans that we don't really know that well. On the wing is Cam Pereira and Alan Fitzgibbon. AJ Brimson at fullback. As for the Manly Sea Eagles, it's Tommy Talau on the wing. Clayton Falalo has been overlooked. He's named in jersey number 19 after a great run of form. Nathan Brown, Jazz Tavaga, Simpkin, and Waddell make up the bench. Now, Manly lost to the Knights after a good lead. They can score points in these spurts. And the Titans, they love to turn up against Manly. They love a high-scoring game against them. But I look at that Titans team, and I look at the Manly forward pack, and I don't think the Titans can match with them. I'm tipping Manly 13 plus here. I'm confidently tipping the Manly Seagull to beat the Titans on Friday night. I'm sorry, Titans. I know that you're going to be desperate to get off the bottom of the ladder. I don't think this is your week. I'm going to go Manly 26 points to 10. Manly Seagulls by 16 points for mine. And I'm going to go with Ola Kalatu to score the first try. I think Big Smile is going to get the first try for this one, but I think the Titans under 14.5 is a bet for this game. Next up, it is the Newcastle Knights facing the Sydney Roosters. Now, Fletcher Sharp is at fullback with Kalen Ponga off on origin duty, and Tyson Frizzell is out for this one. So Fletcher Hunt named in the centres. The Hastings is back. Jackson Hastings named in jersey 6 with Jack Cogger. Matt Croker at prop with Brodie Jones. Phoenix Crosland named at lock, and a bench of Matt Arthur, Thomas Cant, Jermaine McEwen, and Elijah Essa Lamoana. As for the reserves, nothing of note really there for the Knights. As for the Roosters, now the Roosters have Billy Smith and Mark Nagawitawase in the centres. Young and Tupou on the wing. Savala named in jersey 6 was Sam Walker. Where is Sandon Smith? Oh, he's in jersey 14. Okay. I was about to say, wow, that was a bold move. Now, number 9 for the Roosters, Benhai Lolu. Never heard that name. Looking forward to seeing him be part of the spine this weekend, though. Egan Butcher in the back row and bench of Sandon Smith, Zach Docker-Clay, Nat Butcher and Blake Steep. That's a really nice bench for Roosters. Now, I actually give the Knights a chance this game. I really like the Knights plus 9.5. I know the line's set at 7. I'd probably take them plus 9.5 if you can get it. Drift out more. I think that the Roosters will win. I'm going to tip the Roosters to win the game. But I think that the Newcastle Knights can keep this close. I think the inclusion of Sam Walker is so big for the Roosters. However, the Roosters are full of errors this year. And if Sam Walker contributes to those errors, it scares me. Because the Knights can capitalise off errors. So I'm going to go the Roosters by 6, and I think this will be a low-scoring game. I don't know how the attack sort of works for both of these sides, just how much attack they can produce. Roosters 18, Knights 12 in a very close game. And first try scorer for this game, I'm going to go with Billy Smith. Next up, it is the Cowboys coming off a loss after heading to Amy Park, taking on the informed Dolphins who have beaten, the Storm, the Panthers, and now the Dragons by 50 points the other day. So they had some good wins. Now it's 6th versus 7th. It's another Queensland battle. Max Plath and Hammer are out for the Dolphins. Now, it means that Max Fine has been named in jersey 3. Still wing of Osako and Bostock. Molo and Kafusi make up the front row. Back row of Oren Keeley and Funi Fuyaki. Bench of Ray Stone, Connolly Lemalulu, Mark Nichols and Josh Kerr for the Dolphins. As for the Cowboys, missing a few recruits this week. Robert Derby and Murray Taulagi named on the wing. I don't think Murray Taulagi played the last game. I think that's a return, now that I think about it. Now, Viella is out for this one. Braden Burns named in the centres. Purdue, Clifford in the halves. McLean at prop with Hess. Carl Lawton named for a return at hooker. Kai O'Donnell and Sam McIntyre make up the back row. So no John Bateman either. Harrison Edwards, McKaylee, Neem, and Caden Lars make up the bench. 18th man, Thomas Duffy. Really like Thomas Duffy. Hope he can get on the field. The Dolphins were very impressive, and although they've got an aging forward pack this week, I think it's a forward pack that can get them downfield. I like the wing of Bostock and Isako. I love the way that Isaiah Katoa's been playing. He's been one of the best players in the NRL this season for mine. Very, very underrated player. I'm going to do it. I don't think many people will be brave enough to do this, but I'm actually going to tip the Dolphins 13 plus at Townsville. I think that the Dolphins have won at Townsville before. I think they know how to win. I think their mentality is there right now. I think they've got their attack right. And I think Hammer is a big loss, as well as Max Plath. I think Hammer is a big loss, but I think they've got players to cover it. We've seen how good Herbie Farnworth is. He could slide out the back, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go Dolphins by 16. I'm going to go Cowboys 32. Cowboys 16, Dolphins 32. Dolphins win by 16 points. And I've said his name a couple times. First try scorer, he's been in great form. I'm going to go with Jack Bostock to leap over the top of Robert Derby and get a try, which is going to be the first try of the game. And the last game, which is on Sunday at 4 o'clock at Accor. It is a home game for the Rabbits, but I'm hearing that the Bulldogs fans, which is pretty cool, can attend this game using their membership. Double check that before you hear it from me, but really cool incentive there by the Bulldogs if true. Now, Matt Burton, Kurt Mann, Max King and Stephen Crichton out for this one. Latrell Mitchell and Cody Walker out as well. Cody Walker is just injury-ridden this season. Sullivan and Humphreys make up the half. Alex Johnston and Tyrone Munro make up the wing. Jack Whiten will captain the side against the Dogs. Havili at hooker. Ewan Aitken, Tallis Duncan in the back row. Bench of Kepi, Mawale, Liam DeBlanc and Tavita Totola. Very different Bulldogs side. You've got Blake Wilson and Montoya on the wing with Karaz and Cherry in the centres. Lachlan Galvin starting in jersey number 6 with Toby Sexton. Going to be interesting to see that combination. Look forward to it, actually. Then you've got Bailey Haywood at lock with Jake Turpin returning to the side on the bench with Harry Hay, Lipai Hopoi and Curtis Morin, who recently signed a deal with the Gold Coast Titans. Now, look, I think the Rabbits will keep this closer than people think. I don't think it'll be a massive blowout. I think that the Bulldogs side will learn from their loss against the Dolphins just a few weeks ago. And I think the Bulldogs will win this game. I think the Bulldogs are playing some great football. In the first half, they weren't that great against Parramatta, but when they got their opportunity, they were forcing errors. They were keeping the ball. They were keeping us out of their half. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a game where the Bulldogs sort of kick away towards the end. I'm going to go the Bulldogs by 10. I'm going to go Bulldogs to win 26 points to 16 in this one. And first try scorer, I'm going to go with Jacob Carraz. I think playing in the centres, he'll get plenty of ball for this game, and I reckon he'll cross over. I even maybe think Jacob Carraz might score a double. Anyway, guys, those are my round 15 tips, and of course the Parramatta Eels to beat the bye this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. No vlog this week. I'll put out a separate video. I am putting out my NRL 2025 Elite predictions, so my young guns, my league sensation, everything to do with that, because that is coming out in about 5 to 6 weeks, and I'm very, very excited. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your predictions and comment. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here, and check out the latest vlogs. We've had, the game against the Manly Seagull. We've had the game against the Bulldogs the other day. We've had plenty of vlogs, so go and check them out, guys. Thanks for watching.